I'm not hearing any.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
I was speaking myself. Go ahead, play one more time. So sooner, a little faster. Sean, it's wonderful. Sean, very thank you. I'm gonna be playing a little bit. This piece, maybe this is a good piece to, along with your idea, your desire, the slow tempo, moderato tempo. Maybe you can play some of the hymn in the original context. So let me play. The line is very interesting. When you play the first, I actually like the in this way like a low voice because it's piano. You're probably using piano rather than organ, right?
Yeah.
or organ. I have no idea. Just you watching me, but you know, organ pedal, the low register, that really abundant, that dynamic sound is just that rattling effect because congregation to feel something something like a magnificent and then also the God's hope and also so low registers. The left hand double notes is easy. And then we need this contrasting motion expanding. It's going this way or this way. This way. Which camera? So you have lots of eighths at the end of the bar. That's a your style, but sometimes it's good to play the original hymn and then yeah, sometimes not always. Yeah, it's my in my opinion. So this is my opinion. So you can let me play for you a little bit. So from the can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
And then so interestingly, the reason that I'm using the other computer, that's my backup computer, that has the microphone jack. This new computer doesn't have that, but luckily I found that my headphone has a microphone as well. I'm not sure how to use this small microphone right here, but hopefully this is sorry, I was late to I was not able to set up the big microphone, but let me play for you. So from the last two bar, do you like the low bass? And then look at this. Yeah, this. The left hand and right hand. It's narrower, getting narrower. This is a G. I think you're playing it. So try a little calm down. not the I mean there's a I've been chatting after the service, and then there's a people elder style. It might be a little bit different than ours, right? So this sounds like a there's a song that most of the people, when they go to ballpark and sing, right? Yeah, so go ahead and play one more time. Good. So let me remind you the measures. The second measure, first measure. This is an incomplete. It has a incomplete measure that we don't count that. So piece like so that passage. So only second verse. So for the sake of details, so when you are playing second verse, you may play this left hand, right? That's a fourth beat of first measure. Did you understand that? So most of not there, the first measure. So you're playing the incomplete measure as well. So most of the time, this is it, and that's when you are playing second verse. Take a look at the second verse lyric. Satan should. So it has two syllables instead of the river, right? The second verse, play completely. Should. It's harder to tell. Should. Almost like one syllable. Left hand. That chord, I'm using just left hand only. Yeah. Right? And then good. And then fix almost perfect. I guess the A natural makes everything harder in the second stanza, first measure. Can you try second stanza, first measure? Let me play for you. And then take a look at my left hand. So I'll play single notes just for the. And then. You cannot minimize it. Oh, read the notes first. That's a parallel. I think. Yeah, the double. It's an octave, most octave. This is regarded as right. Yeah, so no left hand, no A note. C. This sounds much better than this. This is better than double parallel motions. Devilish. Not from us, it's from 17th century music theorist. Oh, no, not that, no. Left hands, the bottom notes go up. Good, you passed. And then third stanza, try it. Third stanza, and then second measure, be aware, listen. I don't like this notation, actual compositions printed in here. This is instead of A note, you can write it down, just and then try to do some experiment. This is original notation. This is So can you see my on top of the surface of the keyboard? Instead of this original text. This is very formal. This is informal. My idea. So let's move on to the next hymn. So I will share the video. I'm sure this computer may have a space. Oh gosh, this is irrelevant to piano performance technique, but I've been noticing that this is a good time to purchase new computer. I'm still using Windows 7. Can you believe it? Yeah, Windows 7 will no longer, since January this year, no longer serviced. So more and more vulnerable. Also, Zoom got attacked from hacker. That's why password became quite common nowadays. Do you remember that when I opened the Zoom meeting and then you were not able to come, right? Yeah. So it's not a good service, but we need to rely on. Yeah. So I can hear my savior. Alright. Let me play the original, and then it may trigger you differently. I guess I read lots of chords that I think I rely on the actual notation rather than the chord progression. duet like duet. Duet. I really like the lower register because it's a rich and then the bass resonates. There's a harmonics. Some of the few gifted young talented musician can hear the fifth above this and then another fifth of. So I prefer low register than extra notation, the end of first stanza here. Wow. Yes, it's written out. We must. And then basically the second structure after the third stanza is resembling the first half. Highlighted because almost same. Oh, this chord. Go. So your turn. Go ahead. I think the finest hymn you print. I'm so glad that I printed out, and then maybe let's decide whether you play for your final Zuri. Do you want to play hymn too? Those two are just finest. Maybe you can make an improvisation on top of that. How's let me see. Let me hear first, and then you decide. I think that figure you will keep repeating. Right, that figure. Maybe you can try to be reducing dynamic so radically, radical, or just suddenly. So, and then echo. Or you can change different. You can pick different. That's also interesting. And then this chord, your chord. Wow, that's quite a unusual interval right here. D, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this hymn very you got them all almost. Let's talk about this first stanza, third measure. Hear my Savior there, I want you to have this feel this duet effect. Can you see my bottom hand? I'm playing everything with the left hand. And then look at this. This is a duet. So let me just share my observation as yesterday. Oh, by the way, I like Bon Jovi, whether you like or not. Do you like Jovi? Bon Jovi? Is there something relationship to Bon Jovi? Broken Heart, Bon Jovi. Yeah, does he from New Jersey area?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he is.
Not sure exactly where in
Yeah,
Jersey, but
yeah. So yesterday there was some fundraising concerts given through ABC broadcast. So after teaching like 3 hours long lessons, I was lucky enough to hear one of the finest, I can say that, pop singers, their productions at home. Wow, so many good performances were given. Chris Rock was also making comments. Chris Rock about the we can overcome these difficult situations. And then at the end, host said it will be a lullaby in New Jersey, and then it was Bon Jovi's repertoire. So what am I mentioning this? Yeah, and then also I remember one of the finest concert duet, husband and wife, accompanied by guitar. So both of one couple, they were playing two different guitar, and yeah, it was that reminds me. And then I never been going around any town at this moment, but the TV host said lots of people, they put hope on their backyard, hope sign. So yeah, I was very glad to see that. So would you mind playing the first stanza, the measure, the whole thing, just first stanza? Try. Go ahead. And then duet there, don't miss it, and then check the video recording that I will be posting today. So the female is top, and then male voice. Right? The male voice, bottom, humming. It's a beautiful melody. Right? Let's move on to Journey. Yeah, I think your priority is the Journey. So let's try. Let me try. Try to choose your finest Journey exercise.
little bumpy on the ride there, but
I
I
mean,
landed. At least I
I
landed.
mean, yeah, it's you have it. I guess that the sections. Oh my God, it's so small. I guess that just this is a little tiny details. So bum sposando is a good landing. So yeah, I really like the end of phrase. And then do not delay too much. Yeah, also my tendency is to speed off after the one beat. So practice. Oh, too low. Also here, very challenging. And then echo. Okay, so I think it's just the fourth bar, maybe not too exaggerating. But and then do not delay. Right on, right on. I played the lower register because I wanted to show my hands movements. So I have a tendency to lots of time. I've been using the different keyboard parts. Like harder to tell. I will observe you. Try one more time. So it's good to. I want you to perform this piece for your jury. Definitely, it's in your hands. Try one more time. Good, and the left hand, good, very good, and the left hand. Build up. Also, it must be, think about this as the raw percussionist accompanying you. So, pianist is multiplayer, like similar to conductor, like how hard it is in order to manage that many instrumental performers. So basically, almost like a think about conducting. It could be like a playing piano, and then also the unison between right hand and left hand. Make unison in the hundreds of orchestra players. That technique might be, those kind of skill might be achievable through the through listening and then also practicing with the probably orchestral reductions and score reading as well. So here, think about percussive, some percussions, a marimba player and drummer, and then the phrases ending, right? Little balance, melody. That's the last comment I can make. So keep practice that journey, and then let's pick the other candidates. I think I gave you one exercise because it's a good time to also you can read, practice reading. So go ahead, another cherry, please. Oh, there. I think this is the second time you play the same notes. F natural, and then. Good, good. So. So fix this notes right here. Mark it. This F natural. Yeah, mark it. Yeah, let's focus on 44 today, and then previous journey, and then number 44. I want you to play for your jury, including some of the hymns that you are most most powerful hymns, right? The piece that you will be performing will be your favorite, and also the piece that you want to learn and then get the most out of it. I think this 44 might be interesting as well. Let me play for you, and then I will share the recording with you. Can you see my hands? The surface? Okay. Oh, but that's not working. So. Also think as duet, and then shape. It's a rising, the quite higher register, even higher than the first note, going down, and the higher notes. decrescendo. Let me play a whole thing. It's a huge leap. DC. It's a very interesting piece. And then chord, one note change. I'm playing the second stanza. F sharp is still holding. F sharp, right? Wrong note, sorry. The left hand's just slight balance. C is a little bit emphasized, and then lean on, and then decrescendo. So legato marked right here. Can you see here? Oh, where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Gone. It's gone. Where's my mouse? Oh, it's gone. Okay. Oh yeah, here. Do you see small details, right? I rather legato the top voice, more audible rather than the bass line. Also, D to G is harder to hear, right? And take a look at my hands. Thumb is holding 2, 4. Mark that finger number. 2 is marked, but 4 for the lower register. And then, as you know, the jury, you need to talk about the piece. So why don't we talk about journeys, some of the important issue when he composed this study repertoires? Maybe you can also talk about his some musical engagement, like a business business aspects as well. Like why did he compose these remarkable practices for audiences and patrons, concert goers, and then maybe other than that, and you can maybe add some of the artistic accomplishment by Jeremy, the composer. So yeah, I studied him, and nowadays he's not been used a lot, but I believe it's extraordinary. And let me hear a whole thing, first half one more time, and then let's begin the second half. It's a good time to practice only left hands. How about that? I will mute. I will play along with your left hands. All right? Also, try to really play differently. You know what? When I attended the violin master class once, the face and face, not I mean my torso. and my hands is very important. But Indiana University professor in violin performance is a Russian, and he studied with Isaac Perlman. You know Isaac Perlman? He's a really interesting, like a most wanted figure in music world. He saved the Carnegie Hall, and then he created the cultural councils of like a national arts endowment. So he's a really important figure, still alive, and then he plays for us through Instagram or all the social medias. He's a student, Indiana University professor. He came to New York, and then I attended, and then his interesting aspects about the phrase and all the articulations of specific notes. So basically, each note has a different emoji. That's quite harder to translate when we play the music through this instruments. But so let me play for you, and then hopefully so it's you're getting better, but also it's acoustic piano is different too. And then also once I practice, and then while I'm experimenting with the different colors and then nuance and some imagination, sound will be completely different, and it could be bad. Sometimes it could be good too, improving a little bit. So let me play for you one more time, the first half in tempo, and then your assignment will be probably it will be better outcome, better grade if you play in tempo, right? Tempo marking is a leg.
No audio.
I was talking to myself.
Okay.
Okay, so okay. Yeah, good. Good. We have a muting system. So let's set up some makeup lessons before your jury dates. I'm not sure, but also writing down your idea. Always is the recording nerve-wracking. So
I usually
better
follow
to
my
write.
script like for recordings and stuff.
Ah, that's wonderful. Yes.
Probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, also the script prayer always is more successful, isn't it? Also, let me play a little bit for you. So, experience. I think I almost memorized, including introduction. Do not sharp here. Legato right hands. Maybe I will show my. Interesting detachment, left hands. Because of right hands, I just did it on purpose. Expansion. All right. So uh, one more journey. Shall we move on to the other journey that because it must be performed by memory as well. Also, the chair height, it seems a little bit low for you. You're tall, I know. I remember. Do you have some adjustable chair or maybe borrow something?
Well,
Yeah, because as you can see, my arm posture. So arm postures is a gently. It's not too low, not too high. Uh, Also, it could be it depends on your whether you sit on edge of the chair or the middle of the chair like this. But it's then as I said, it must be done like a walking. Walking and then running later once you practice and then equipped with the if you memorize. Oh, also Isaac Perman's very interesting analogy about the musical performance. He said, violin, so tiny, and then how? So he said like basically it's a performance like playing the music on braille. So piano is much easy to recognize the shapes based on this pattern, 2 pattern, 3 pattern, right? 2 pattern. So once you're familiar, if you really engrave those shapes while you're playing the E minor scale. So running, and then I expect those keyboard territory and then just walk one by one. So basically the leg 5 feet 10 feet. So that's a quite nasty descriptions or analogy, but think about and make it possible. And then let me hear one more journey, and then I will attend the Steinway Company piano maintenance, some seminar, and then I will share some really resourceful idea with you in the future. Let me try to log on. Yeah, right after you play. Sean,
Yeah.
Sean. Oh, so I guess that piece. Okay. Sorry. Oh my God! No, not in the. So practice slowly, and then make a shape. Just shape, rise, second, third, fourth. Oh, wrong fingering. This one's a good. It's gonna be really big shots if you really play well. So let me send you video files, and then let's just set up makeup lesson, and then also continue with to that next week. Um, I guess early is much better because I can help you, and when you choose your final jury repertoires, uh, I think this is a good time. So I'll use my office hour. And then, do you have any questions about those, like a particular hymn do you want to play for your jury? Numbers
I'm
of
not quite sure yet. I'll have to look through that I selected through the semester. But I do like what's going on harmonically with these last two ones. They were pretty good.
yes,
Especially
yes.
like it as well with my soul. The fact that there's some interesting stuff going on in the bass as well. So that type of interaction is a little it's interesting, I guess. Dr. Yang, your
Yeah,
audio.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a very different because you're using speaker, and then it's automatically adjust the volume, and then if I mute it, and then it's your sound is fully transmitted through the computer, and then wow, today's internet is really high speed. I like this, and then video quality wise, it's even more better, much better. So be safe, Sean, and then healthy, and then uh, yeah. So please let's have a makeup lessons together, and then we will discuss about the biography of Czerny, and then also the his background. Why did he compose this remarkable study? Hundreds of them. There's tons of interesting stuff. His annotations. So bye bye, Sean.
All right. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you. Thank you.